Timing its run towards the end, the Coalition has released 3 years' worth of policy costings on the second last day of the election campaign. They show a Dutton government would run deeper deficits than Labor for 2 years before making inroads into them. The government's dismissed the figures on a day Anthony Albanese began his charge to criss-cross all 6 states before polls close. Here's political correspondent Greg Jennett.
What other way to enter the final 2 days than hurling headlong into it? And Winthrop Primary...
Good morning, boys and girls.
...was just the start.
What's your daily schedule like as a Prime Minister?
Today I will be in 3 states.
After an early morning charity event in his home seat of Dixon... Peter Dutton roared into his second state too, along the way subtly relegating the significance of all he's done these last 5 weeks.
This election really is a referendum not about the election campaign but about the last 3 years of government.
Sometimes marred by short-lived policies, his campaign racked up another one when asked if it was still the Coalition's plan to change school curriculums to tackle so-called woke agendas and indoctrination.
What would you change about the curriculum? Just going back to that question.
We don't have any proposals.
They've looked for culture wars in every corner.
There is a plan to ensure that schools are no longer ideologically indoctrinating children.
They can go down and dig.
With just over a day left, finally time to address budget black holes.
We're not pretending for a second that this will be easy. Good government never is.
The Coalition would deepen Labor's deficits by $5.6 billion next financial year and an extra $2 billion the year after that before reducing them. As for a timeline to surpluses...
We'll get back there as fast as we possibly can. We'll get there a lot faster than Labor.
Nuclear power is among the Coalition's biggest spending commitments. Over a decade, it'd invest $36 billion, rising to a total of $118 billion by 2050. Adding to revenue, public service job cuts are meant to save $17 billion, and a new tax on vapes would reap $3.5 billion over 4 years.
These costings are a farce. They are a joke. This is a costings con job.
It's a substantially better outcome here than Labor's. We've been working hard at this for 3 years.
This isn't the first opposition to hold back its costings so late in the race, and it probably won't be the last. Even so, there are enough details in the Coalition's document for debate to rage over them in the final day of campaigning. And by then, roughly half of all ballots will have been cast anyway.
Are you ready? Yeah.
And as they go about it, leaders will never be far away.
How you going?
There you go, mate. Jackie Lambie and Rex Patrick for the Senate.
That's okay.
Take your hands off me, all right? Do not touch me.
On it until the sun sets on Campaign 25. Greg Jennett, ABC News, Canberra.
With his take on the Coalition's policy costings and what both sides are now expecting to happen on Saturday, here's the ABC's national political lead, David Spears.
The Coalition's costings have provided more than a few late campaign surprises. A tax on vapes, which would become legal, a cut to foreign aid, and public service job losses no longer limited to Canberra. The biggest surprise, however, deeper budget deficits over the next 2 years. The Coalition's railed against Labor's reckless spending. It's accused the Albanese government of losing control of the nation's finances. It's vowed better budget management, and yet, for the next 2 years, it would run the budget even deeper into the red. Over 4 years, the bottom line looks better once those public service job cuts kick in and Labor's tax cut is reversed. Debt over the medium term would be lower under Peter Dutton. But over the next 2 years, as Australia weathers global trade wars and uncertainty, the budget would be in slightly worse shape. Well, that's something to worry about after Saturday. Right now, it's all about the final 24 hours of campaigning. Party sources on both sides are now privately expecting Labor to finish with more seats than the Coalition. A majority for Anthony Albanese is possible but not assured. Both sides agree around a dozen seats remain up in the air.